So here I am. Hello, everybody. This is January 9th, and we are on Facebook Live. And remember, you can always see this stuff afterwards on YouTube, because David gets it up. There are a lot of really good meditations also on my website that have, some of them are from the last few years, but there's also newer ones too. And there's stuff from my books as well. So I am mentioning these things because the money book, Break Through Your Inner Money Barriers, ! Has come up a lot in the last few weeks. People are really thinking about money, and of course with this, all this other stuff going on. And there's all this reason for everybody to get stuff out of the way. And I used money as the metaphor. This is sort of an introduction here. I use money as a metaphor for all of the stuff that keeps us blocked or keeps us narrow and down. And by the way, the money book was basically written by Aruhatala, Natch. Because I'd start, well, I'm going to talk about such and such, and she'd say, move over. And then she would proceed with all this wonderful stuff. So I just mention it, that if you really want to work on some real core issues, some real deep stuff, there are 5 chapters in the money book that are directly connected to global personal issues rather than money issues. I mean, some of the others can be adapted to money specifically or to other things like relationships or whatever, but there's 5 real core chapters, and they are focused on self-worth, mental boxes, or the stuff that goes on in your head that limits us, contracts, vows, agreements, and promises, karma, and there's one more I can't think of. Anyway, I just mention that because things that get worked through in these meditations, they come up, and if you have an opportunity to work through these stuff, to go further, then it really makes a big difference. So, with that, I will bring in Aruhatala. And yes, I'm cold. Okay. Whew. All right. Hello, dear ones. So here we are at the beginning of a new year, and that is always very important. And my last meditation, I talked about the ending of the year, about how we started, that last 10 days of December, the beginning of January, that there was going to be a time of holding, and this was a really good time to get rid of things, and in the future, it would be really good to have that stuff all cleared out of your space before you move forward. And now we're in the place of moving forward. Okay, so let's ground. It's always the easiest way to do this. So imagine a crystalline grounding cord coming up from the center of the earth, going as wide as your room, and it encompasses everything in your room as well as you and any other people who might be there, going all the way up into the center of the sun. And what's really nice about going all the way up into the sun is that you are grounded from Earth and cosmos, that you will be getting all of this energy through you. So anything that, by the way, that isn't of the highest vibration, isn't really being supportive of you, can just get whooshed into the sun. And a lot of us are noticing that we're moving things into the sun rather than to the earth, because the earth is too poisoned to take all this stuff on. So now open your hands and take in the white Christed light. Just let it come into your body. Let it come in down through your hands and down through the top of your head and into each of the cells of your body, moving in every way and every part of your being. And one of the nice things about the white Christed light is that it allows you to move out what is ready to go. And lots of times you don't know what is ready to go until it goes. It's like, you know, there may be something just hanging, some little crappy piece just hanging on, like a leaf on the branch, and it looks like it's still there, but a good wind just blows it off and it's gone. And that's really obvious in the autumn because everything falls and all the leaves in the trees hang around for a while, and the wind and the rain comes and they're all on the ground. And so that's kind of the same thing here. That white crested light does a really good job of not only removing what needs to go, but transmuting what also can be gone, what needs to change. You know, and when doing that, it raises your vibration level, because when all of these things are released, the vibration level rises, and you can feel more evolved, more open, more healed. And of course, that's the idea of everything like this. All of these meditations, whether you're running the white crested light or gold energy or platinum energy or any colored energy or just a certain vibration or a tone, all of those are designed to allow expansion, to allow release and expansion. My job is to help with release. Other beings can do a lot of expansion. With me, a release is important. I really get off on release, and I know Arian does too, because it's interesting. She talks about cleaning out, organizing people's homes to clean out stuff, and that's really good because that opens up space for new and wonderful things to come in. Okay, so what are we going to open up to in this new year? So think of, we can actually have a lotus. We can think of a lotus. A lotus bud is like this, and gradually it opens and opens and opens. And before we do anything else, I would like you to imagine having a bowl in front of you, a golden bowl filled with gold light. And in this golden bowl of gold light, we are going to invite all of the energy you have expended last year to come back. You can just say, come on back, all the energy that I've expended. And some of it may be used, some of it may be just floating around doing nothing. Maybe you felt like you did nothing, or you didn't do what you needed to do, or you did what you needed to do and you put a lot of energy in there. Wherever it went, whatever it did, just bring it all back. This is part of an exercise I call New Year's Egg, where we actually go month by month and collect the energy. But this time we're just going to call it back very simply. And as it comes back, it goes into that gold and gets cleaned off, because you really do not desire to have old crappy energy from old crappy months or from months ago. You need to be staying here in the present, not, oh yeah, I did that, oh yeah, I did that. No. Just, you can remember it in other ways. And then when you feel like you have enough, just pour it over let it fill up your aura. And you can put it out and let more fill up. Because sometimes this energy is a little slow pokey. Some of it comes right away, and others sort of think, yeah, I'm going to get back there and whatever. And finally it arrives. And with that energy now in you, you can start feeling vital and ready to come into this new year. 2018 was a very intense year. There's no reason to imagine 2019 and beyond will not be intense as well. And one of the things that we are going to do here is allow that your passage through this year will be smooth, will be strong, will be evolving, will be healing to you and to everyone around you. Because if you are a beacon of healing, of evolving, of light, other people respond. There have been many folks who have said that it's really important to be a high level being, because by being that, any people who are holding low level energy either cannot stay around you, or the low level energy is forced to go away. It cannot exist in the same realm as high healing light. That is just the nature of things. The higher the vibration, the stronger its power. The reason we often talk about love and say love is the strongest emotion in the world, because it is so high vibration. But the damage is done by the very low vibration hate and rage. And the reason for that is love is expansive and goes like this. Rage and hate is narrow. And that's why it has much more, seems to have much more power, because it's focused and can hurt. But if you put love in front of that, or if you can put high energy in front of that hate, it dissolves. It cannot stay. The people who have hate may then go away, or they may find that the love and this high vibration energy is like a seed getting in there. And the more it gets in there, the more it starts transmuting. And that's really what we like to do. There is an awful lot of rage and hate. And I have talked about the really out of balance rage and hate in this country. And yet things are changing, because people did not realize the damage. You got complacent, folks. You didn't realize what you had until it was gone, and what you had replacing decency, high level, common sense, support, love. You got rage, hate, nastiness, narrow-mindedness, and most people aren't like that. The people who are like that are going to always do their work like that. But the normal people, the people who are generally, excuse me, decent souls, they're appalled. And they're starting to come out of the woodwork and say, wait a minute, we don't like it this way. We want something the way we had it before. We want better. We want evolving. And so that's what you need to think about. How can I evolve in a way that will serve me? I think it's interesting that Arian is having a frog in her throat that we're fighting, because these are words that people do not wish to hear. That, oh dear, if we're going to talk about evolving and moving forward, being a beacon of light so that other beacons of light can attach to you. The more beacons of light there are, if you have a beacon here and a beacon here, and your beacon goes out so far and this other person's beacon goes so far, so they meet, then you have a link. And the more of those you have, the more the light shines. And I'm not sitting here saying that darkness is bad and light is good. No, I'm saying for energies like hate and narrow-mindedness and nastiness and meanness, those are qualities that we need to shine the light on and shrivel up. They're like crappy little things, specters, phantasms, ghosts, or vampires, and you shine the light on them, they'll go, ugh, and they shrink away. That's what I'm talking about. Those are things that do not deserve the light of day. And maybe that's a judgment on my part, but anything that is hurting, that harms, that drives energy down is not worth having around. That's what we all need to be letting go of ourselves and in others around us. Okay, so I have done a certain amount of talking about this, and so you understand what we're doing here. So what I'd like you to do, we've got the white Christed light running. I'd like you to close your hands now and let it stop. And now what I'd like you to do is call down from source, whether you call it God, universe, source, God, goddess, who knows? It doesn't matter, but it is a source. And ask that source send down a beam of real cosmic light into you, going all the way down through you into the earth. And then just sit there and feel it vibrating through you, reminding you that you are a cosmic being, that you are a being of light. Whatever you believe, you are a being of light, and you can choose to let it in. Now, as you are sitting here with this going through you, there may be a lot of comments you're making in your head. There may be reactions you're having in your body. There may be pain, sadness, all kinds of emotions coming up. Or you may be flooded with images that are painful, sad, hurtful, shameful. All of these are coming up for you to release. All of these are being said, being given to you as a way to clear them out. And just imagine them dissolving, pushing them into that cosmic source beam and watching them all dissolve. The thoughts in your head, push them into the beam and watch them dissolve. The feelings, the images, very easy. It's like a laser beam dissolving them up. And you don't have to do more than say, I give them in here. And now, let this beam expand through each of your cells. And this is really important. You don't have to go all the way out here. We're just going to have it go maybe this much. It's very intense, and we can only have so much. And we don't need to do any more than that. And every day you might want to expand it a little more, because source energy is very powerful, and it does a great deal for us. And one of the things that it does is it gets us to see if we have any entities. And entities are things that have attached themselves to us for one reason or another. Usually children call upon beings, angels, and other beings to help them when their situations are very unpleasant as children. Some way to get through our lives or their lives. And they stay with us. And they might have been appropriate as a child, but as you get older, they're still at this level, and they can try to bring you down to that level. Or they attracted things that you were so overwhelmed that things that were very unpleasant came in when your energy level was low. So as this beam is vibrating through you, anything that is not yours, not part of you, any entities or any implants you might have. Implants are things that control you in some way. People who have been abducted often talk about being implanted by various things. All those implants need to go out. Implants are often in the neck, that's why we're clearing here, or in the head, or in the back. All of those things need to be removed. Sometimes implants are in the base of your spine to unground you. Ungrounding you is a very important thing because it keeps you from being able to be in your body and see yourself. So imagine these waves going like this through your body. And even if it's just in the center of your spine here, right through your chakras, anything, any entities, and any implants that are there must leave, because none of them is at the vibration level of this cosmic source beam. And as they leave, you can ask that, since you're inside a crystalline grounding cord as large as the room, they're going to go shooting right up into the sun to be recycled and removed. Something came out, up it goes. Now, obviously, I'm running this meditation fairly quickly, but you can slow it down and stop at any time and spend some time feeling this out, getting rid of this stuff. And then as this stuff gets removed, cosmic source light can fill up those spaces. Oop, I'll put you up here. You're up here. White Christed light will fill you up. Your own energy will fill you up. And by the way, if you have that golden bowl filled with stuff, dump it over your head, bring it back to you. So now while you still have this cosmic beam and you have your energy, I'd like you all now to imagine your future. And it's like with laser intensity, imagining what is going to happen in this year for you, for those around you, for your country, for your world, for your cosmos, for your spirit, all of these. So if you are intending to have a business, it's going to be successful. Zoom. If you are intending to have children or to have a family or to have a relationship, it's going to happen. Zoom. If you are intending that there be light in your new way of thinking and being in your world, let that happen. If you are intending that all of the people in this world who are in pain and suffering, that all sorts of things, positive things happen to them, boom. That's one everyone needs to get involved with, not just one person, because one person can't carry all of that pain and suffering alone. But all of you can do that. And take a deep breath and shake out, just like Arian's body is doing with me. So that this helps things. It's like you're shaking off water like a dog does. Well, you're shaking off energy, letting it go into the sun. So hold this imagination, this picture, this image of you moving forward into this year. And if there are any obstructions or any bumps in the road, they just imagine them smoothing right out. Anybody coming in to bother you, just push them aside and send them on somewhere else. Anything intruding, going away. And see that path for yourself. See that road clear and strong and vibrant. And remember, as the days go by, this column, this beam of light from source is going to expand. It's going to expand till it becomes this big. But it's going to do it slowly, day by day. Could be a month, could be 2 months or 10 months until it gets this way. But as it does, anything that is out of alignment with it, with your source, with your higher being, is going to be removed. And you will find yourself with a huge space of light inside of you. And now I'm going to ask you that you just run the White Christed Light one last time to integrate everything that has been said and done and happened. And by the way, you can repeat this meditation over and over. Just start at the place where this begins. Clear yourself out and then call in the cosmic beam. Filling yourself up with a white Christed light. Cleans out, integrates, opens. You are vibrating at very, very high levels. And close your hand, and we're done. And thank you.